in Helen Sapp Fieldhouse tonight. The UNO Mavericks, ranked number 2 in the nation, take on the third-ranked North Dakota State Bison. Tell over one, Preston Munch. And joining me tonight is three-time All-American Pat Kelly. And Pat, what a matchup we have tonight between the second and third-ranked teams.
Yeah, this is really going to be exciting. It's been a long time since I've seen a matchup that is as well-balanced as this one is tonight. It should be really a good match.
There's a lot of great matchups we see tonight. What is some one or two that you point out that could be the tops?
I really am looking forward to Brahman's match, which will be about halfway through. He's actually wrestling a guy who beat the number 2 ranked guy last week. So that's pretty much 1 and 2 right there. And then the final match of the night is going to be most exciting. Albert Harold and Steve Saxon. Steve Saxon, returning national champ. He's ranked number 1. Albert Harold's ranked number 3, and that's going to end the duel on what I think is going to be a really close duel, so that'll be really exciting.
These teams are ranked second and third, and what does this mean for both teams? Really, it's a measuring stick for the tournament and for the Nationals.
Absolutely. For conference and Nationals, University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown is ranked 1 in the nation. Other than that, it's UNO and NDSU number 2 and number 3, and I think that's really going to be the measuring stick for conference and then on into Nationals.
Make sure you keep it right here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's UNO, North Dakota State in college wrestling. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sapp Fieldhouse, UNO, North Dakota State. You see the records, 6-4 for the Bison, 5-0 in conference, 9-2 for UNO, 4-1 in conference play as the Mavericks are now coming out. Pat, what entering into this duel? What are some of your thoughts, or maybe some keys for UNO to come out with their 10th victory of the season?
Well, Preston, I think the hardest thing that UNO is going to have to overcome tonight is they're actually out their 125-pounder Mac LaRock, who's ranked 4th in the nation, and unfortunately he's had an injury, and they're keeping him rested up for the conference tournament coming up, and I think that's going to be the key that UNO will have to overcome if they want to win the match tonight. They're going to have to take away at least 6 out of the 9 matches remaining.
First, 125 pounds for North Dakota State, freshman, ranked 6th in the nation, Ryan Lewis. UNO has opened in this class.
As we're taking a look at the starters
133 pounds from UNO.
Both North Dakota State and UNO.
The boss, Jim Nielsen. For North Dakota State, a junior, ranked 2nd in the nation, Chris Nelson. At 141 pounds, ranked 2nd and ranked 1st in the nation from UNO. From Omaha, Nebraska, Brian Creighton. A freshman from North Dakota State, Jake Leomar. At 149 pounds, the UNO wrestler is a junior. He is ranked 5th in the nation from Sturgis, South Dakota, the Sturgis Stallion, Boyce Voorhees. Wrestling from North Dakota State, senior Chris Zink. At 157, a sophomore ranked 8th in the nation for UNO from Chicago, Illinois, the Slider Allen Cartwright. For North Dakota State, a junior, ranked 2nd in the nation, Wayne Mooney. 165 pounds. A junior from Omaha, Nebraska, is wrestling for UNO, the buzzsaw, Chris Blair. For North Dakota State, a freshman, Todd Fuller. And 174 pounds from St. Louis, Missouri, a senior ranked third in the nation, Albert Harrell. Ranked first in the nation for North Dakota State, a sophomore, Steve Saxon. And 184 pounds from Omaha, Nebraska, the UNO wrestler is the stopper, Scott Antoniak. A sophomore from North Dakota State, Brian Mueller. The Mavericks wrestler at 197 pounds is a senior who's ranked fourth in the nation from Chicago, Illinois, the Puerto Rican Python, Jose Medina. For the license, a sophomore, Nick Severson. At heavyweight, for the Mavericks, a senior ranked number 1 in the country from Wichita, Kansas, Big Country Jerry Porter. And for the license, a junior ranked 6th in the nation, Dave Planner. UNO was coached by Mike Denny.
There's head coach Mike Denny. You, of course, were under Mike Denny in the late 90s here. What can you say about Coach? Obviously an icon in college wrestling.
Yes, he is. Not only in Division II wrestling, but in all of wrestling. He has been here at UNO over 20 years, and I wrestled for him for 5 of those years. And just year after year, he produces the teams that win the tournaments.
So our first matchup of the night will be 184 pounds, and that's, talk about that, Pat. It's a new NCAA rule that they started, I believe, this year, going in there and basically pulling a weight division out of a hat.
Yeah, exactly. With the weigh-ins being 2 hours before the match, they want to give everyone an equal opportunity to be the first wrestler and to be the last wrestler, so they just draw a name out of the hat, and that's where they start.
And by starting at 184, we'll probably end with probably the best matchup of the night, and if it all goes as this could with the second and third ranked teams, we could have it down to the best matchup for the duel.
Yeah, I really agree with you there. The number 3 and number 1 at 174 to determine the duel. You're not going to have more excitement than you will tonight. And Scott Antoniak, he's a very good wrestler. He's a returning conference champ, and lately he's had a couple struggles. He's lost some stud and death overtime matches, but he's right in there to be one of the best in the nation this year.
Antoniak, a sophomore out of Gross High School, 25-10 so far this season. Brad Mueller, also a sophomore. He's of North Dakota State, 4-6 on the season.
You'll see there's very little action here. Usually to start a match, guys going to take a little time, feel each other out, try and get a feel for how fast the other guy wants to go. See, they're just kind of tying each other up now. Half shots. Going to see how much resistance they're getting from the other guy. Both guys in on a couple shots so far and working their way out of bounds. Scott Antoniak, he's really one that's tough to take down too, even if the other guy does get in on a shot. I've had the opportunity to wrestle with him a little, and he's tough on his feet, and I expect we're going to see a on-the-mat wrestling tonight with Scotty and a lot of takedowns. Scotty's in on a good shot there. Guy's got him in the neck. He's got to switch off. There he goes, hand on the outside. He's got to keep him in bounds here. Turns him back in. That's 2 points for Scott Antoniak, the takedown there.
So Antoniak takes the early lead, as you noted. He had a great season last year as a freshman, also named to the NCAA Division II Academic All-American team.
They're out of bounds there, something that's a little different between college wrestling and high school wrestling. They have some riding time, and if you have more than a minute of riding time, if you have more than a minute riding time, you're going to get an extra point at the end of the match. So that little bit of riding there is going to help Scotty out in the end.
Last season, Scott was 19-16, 5-2 in conference play this year. Fine season at 25-10. You know, Pat, talk about also, you know, for people out there that are new maybe to wrestling, talk about, you know, major decisions where obviously that makes a big difference in the overall scoring as well.
Yeah. Even getting back to that forfeit, that's going to be worth 6 points for North Dakota State, and the score being 0-0 here, but I tell you, you're going to have a lot of wins at 3 points each. It's easy to have this be a tied match or with a 1 point match there at the end. They're going to give major decisions when you're winning by 8 or more points. They're going to give you 4 points. Technical foul, they'll give you 5, and for a pin or a forfeit or disqualification, they'll get you 6.
Go down to 12 seconds here in this first period. Scott leading right now 2-1. And that's the end of the first period.
Scott Antoniak's leading 2-1. It's actually North Dakota State's choice for all the odd matches. North Dakota State guy deferred. Antoniak takes down, and Mueller will be on top. And that's 2 reversal for Scott Antoniak there. Great move right at the edge of the mat.
What's Scott's strength, you believe?
I think Scott's strength actually is being on the mat, but there you see a very, very good switch by Scotty. One point for Mueller there. Makes score 4-2. I think where Scotty really excels is on his feet here, as you'll see. Now that Scotty's had the first period to feel him out, he's probably going to open up a little here.
So past the halfway point here in period 2, 1:10 remaining, 4-2. Scott Antoniak of UNO.
Mueller in with the shot there. Scotty fighting it off. Like I said, he's really tough to score on. No, they're out of bounds. All Mueller had to do is step 1 foot on the line to go out of bounds there.
In your position like that, is what you would try to do, as Antoniak did get out of bounds?
Yeah, you got to be careful. You're not fleeing the mat, but Scotty did a good job there just fighting off the single leg. Mueller had a really good shot, and he just fought it off well. Mueller tried to turn him back in and just stepped his toe on the line. That's first warning against Scotty. They're actually called him for blocking off in there. Mueller's in on another good single leg here. Let's see if he can score on Scotty this time. Antoniak with some good hand control, not letting Mueller in there on that leg the way he wants to be. You can see Scotty's got an overhook on his shoulder there, got a whizzer going, keeping him from scoring. Scotty's got great balance as he breaks the leg out of there. And counterattacks, a very good shot. Let's see what he can do on the edge of the mat here. And they're out of bounds, no score, but I think that was a great job by Scotty to come out of that move on what was a very good shot by Mueller. About 10 seconds left here in the second period. Going into the third period now, it's going to be Scott Antoniak's choice. Or, excuse me, Mueller's choice. Scotty took down last period, now it's going to be North Dakota State's choice as he takes down here. Score still 4-2, Scott Antoniak leads.
What's the difference? Is there being top down? Is there a better position to be in, or?
Most guys will actually choose down because they want the opportunity to get the escape and get that extra point. Whereas if you choose neutral, you're on your feet and not having gotten that 1 point. But like I said earlier, there's riding time now, and Scotty's getting really close to getting the riding time. He's got about 40 seconds of riding time right now, so if he can just ride him out another 20 seconds, he'll get that extra point.
Right now he leads 4-2, 1:37 remaining in the third period.
Scotty's actually going to cut him here. Gives him 1 point, makes it 4-3. Now Antoniak over Mueller. Scotty's got one stalling call against him, so I expect to see him go after Mueller a little here. He can't get caught backing up. He's in on a single here, and Mueller's got him in the same overhook whizzer. Let's see if Scotty can stay on the mat. He's got him in a tough position. Well, Scotty steps on the line as well, and he's out of bounds. Mueller did a good job there of pulling him toward the edge of the mat without looking like he was fleeing. Here you see Scotty with a good shot, his foot right there on the line, calls him out of bounds. It's a good call by Dell.
We're inside a minute now here, 4-3. Scott Antoniak of UNO leading by 1.
Scotty with another good counter there. Ooh, a nice shot there by Scotty. If he pulls his head out, that's going to be 2. 2 points for Scott Antoniak there on a good counter.
Now leading 6-3, 30 seconds remaining.
There they are out of bounds. Mueller's in a tough position now. Scott Antoniak leads 6-3 with only 27 seconds to go. Probably gonna see Scotty stay in the hips here, keep breaking him down, riding him out. Scotty gets the riding time there and gets his 1 point, cuts him. Just gonna be safe here. 10 seconds left to go in the match. Another 2 points for Scott Antoniak. He's not letting up. And that's the end of the match.
Scott Antoniak, 8-4.
9-4 with the riding time. That's a good way to start for UNO. Got the momentum going. Short time there, you see Scotty getting the takedown again.
It's always a nice way to start, isn't it, Pat?
Yeah, it is. It's always good to start with the win, and it really gets the momentum moving. I think this is going to be a very good match, too. Jose Medina, who's ranked 4 right now and returning All-American, is wrestling Nick Severson, and Nick actually the last 2 weeks has beat ranked opponents. A week ago, he beat B.J. Jones, number 7 in the nation, by pinning him at North Dakota State. The week before, he beats Ainge, who was ranked 1 at the time. So this guy is a competitor, and this ought to be another really good match. Jose in early on some attacks there, going after him. 2 points. He's got him in trouble here. No points yet. Got to get the back exposed. Severson does a good job there fighting off. But Jose's got him again. He's got him in trouble. 2 points near fall for Jose. Quick 4-0 lead. Jose's really turned it up here in the last half of the season. You can tell he's working toward conference and nationals, and he's not going to be denied, Jose. He's a great return to the mat there at the end.
He's ranked 4th in the nation this year, finished 4th last year in the Division II tournament, earned him All-American honors.
He's definitely one of the best in the class, and he's right there for that national title this year. He's had a couple disappointing matches against guys that I know he can beat. 1 point there for Severson with a great Granby roll there. So it's 4-1 for Jose, 1 minute into the first period. Unlike the Antoniak match, Jose's really come out and gone after him.
Jose, first time I've seen him wrestle, but it seems like a very quick and powerful wrestler.
Yeah, he's a great upper body wrestler. He knows his stuff, and he doesn't have a problem getting in there and mixing it up with you, as you can see already. He's just going to go in there and go after this guy. He's, again, another guy with just great balance, and he will just power these guys around. As you can see, he's just pushing Severson around on the mat here. Nice little foot prop there on the edge of the mat. now getting a little more of the feeling each other out. They're just kind of tying up.
1:30 remaining here in this first period. 4-1, Jose Medina of UNO leads. In a situation like this, Pat, Jose's got a probably, about 3, 4, 5 inch gives up on the height advantage. How do you make up for that? Both. If you're taller, if you're shorter, how do you make up for that difference?
Well, being taller for me meant leverage. Let's see if Jose can score here on the edge. He's got him in a tough position, but can't. Del Hughes, our ref tonight from Sioux City, Iowa, just gave Severson his first warning for stalling. So North Dakota State has one warning for stalling. So Jose is really pushing Severson. See what kind of endurance he has tonight. I know you talked about Jose being a little shorter than Severson, but he makes up for it in strength. He just can't overpower him. What a little scramble there as they go out of bounds. When what looks like Severson might take Jose down, he just spins him right around. That's the kind of power Jose has.
Down to 47 seconds in this first period.
Jose still controlling, pounding on his head, beating on his arms. He's done a really good job here of coming out after him. Little throw by, he misses. Looks like he might have got a little poke in the eye there.
Kind of a tough position to see that scoreboard, aren't we?
Yeah, we're down here at the end of the table. Can't see the riding time real well, but it looks like Jose's got about 30 seconds so far here at the end of the first period.
Down to 5 seconds remaining in this first period. 4-1, Jose leads. 3 periods of 3 minutes.
And you can see Jose there again at the end, just not letting up no matter what the time is. 2 seconds ago, he's taking a shot. He's not letting this guy have anything.
Yeah, one thing about wrestling, they don't give you much time between periods, do they?
No, they don't. There's no timeouts, really. If you get hurt, they might stop it sometimes. But they'll run 7 minutes straight, 3, 2, and 2 in these periods. There's 1 point for Severson there, making the score now 4-2. See Jose still going after the guy, standing in there with his head position. See, he works upper body, little trip. Well, Jose steps out again there on that takedown. Another real close one, but he's still working Severson's head. You can see he's starting to hang his head. Jose's really working him here.
Last year, Jose was 34-9. This year, he's 21-7.
Second warning there for Severson now. That's 1 point for Jose. Second warning. Jose gets a point.
Jose now leads 5-2 here in period 2. 1:05 remaining here in this second period.
Jose still staying after him. All Severson's really doing is just pushing on his head. Jose's not really giving him anything. Jose with a nice shot there as he works up. He'll wrestle that upper body with him too. That was a good shot there by Jose. Severson did a fine job of countering. Severson now in on an attack. And there's Jose with that power right there on the edge of the mat just to push his head down and get away.
39 seconds remaining in this second period. 5-2, Jose leads.
Had the opportunity to wrestle with Jose my senior year here, and Jose, he's just a class act. He's a gentleman on and off the mat. Nice foot prop there by Jose on the edge of the mat. I'll tell you what, this guy is really a class act. He's a hard worker.
What was his nickname they call him?
He is the Puerto Rican Python, partially because of his heritage and partially because of his arms. They look like giant snakes, and they just wrap around you and squeeze you to death. He is so powerful in that upper body.
Down to the last 5 seconds here in the second period.
Jose still working inside there with his head and his arms, not giving Severson anything.
That's the end of the second period. Down to the last 2 minutes. 5-2, Jose leads.
Jose's got 38 seconds riding time, but not going to matter much now unless he's on top, and he's going to take down and try and get that extra 1 point I talked about. That's going to be a caution on Green. He didn't set on Jose's elbow when he came on top of him. You get a couple of those for free. Jose with a nice Granby roll. He spins around for a reversal. He's got him in trouble again. He could put him on his back again here. No near fall, but 2 points reversal for Jose. Makes the score 7-2, and he's going to have a chance to work on that riding time now. Jose Medina, he's a pinner too. He'll try and turn this guy. He's not content with just winning. A nice Granby there by Severson. Jose got him in trouble again. He's got him in a headlock. This could be trouble. Jose's got him right there on the edge of the mat. He's got to keep him on. And that's a fall for Jose Medina. 6 points for UNO. That is a big win for UNO right there. That's going to help make up for that forfeit. They're going to have it 125. Here Jose is with a nice pancake. Keeps him on the mat, keeps his arm. Good hip control, gets that headlock and just sinks it in. Right there you can see he's in trouble all the way. Jose Medina, the Puerto Rican Python.
It's time for us to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the heavyweights. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. It's time for the heavyweights. If you just joined us, you missed Jose Medina putting on a little exhibition there. As you see, Jerry.
That was a nice finish to that match. Jerry is a very unique heavyweight. He's not one that'll go around and dance. You'll see a lot of heavyweights going to double overtime with a 0-0 score. Not Jerry. He's got him in trouble already. He's going to be out of bounds there. 2 takedown and 2 near fall as he bear hugs him to the mat. Jerry Corner's ranked number 1 in the nation right now, and that's, you see why right there with that kind of power.
On the season, the senior, 27-3. His opponent, Dave Gleimer, a junior, 8-10 on the season. And look at North Dakota State. Their strength is not the top 3 weight divisions, is it?
No, this is good for UNO to come out and wrestle these 3 weights, that's for sure. That's where UNO definitely has the strength. Clymer, though, is doing really well. He's ranked 6th in the nation right now. Jerry just controlling him.
Jerry out of Wichita, Kansas, went to West High School and transferred from Garden City Junior College.
Another guy I had a chance to wrestle with my senior year, and another guy that is just tough. And I tell you what, Jerry has lost 20 or 30 pounds this year. He has trimmed up, he's hit the weights, and this guy, he means business this year too. I tell you what, you have 250 pounds hitting the mat on top of you. It's not a pretty picture. 500 pounds for the 2 guys there. He's really pounding on this guy. Clymer is going to be really tired having to carry Corner's weight around on top like that. You're going to try and turn him. He's got him off the mat. He's got to kind of rotate him back on a little bit there. No points.
Last year, Jerry was 31-5. Placed 3rd in the NCAA tournament. 2nd time he's been named All-American. Last year was. On pace to win, be another All-American and hopefully his first national championship. Down to 106 in this first period. Scores 4-0. Jerry leads.
And he's already got a minute and a half of riding time, so it's almost worth another point. Jerry Corner earlier this year at the National Duels beat Ryan Riesel, who is the returning national champ, in what was an exciting match. Riesel's been ranked 1, and he's the returning national champ. Jerry's been ranked 2, and there's a caution on Jerry for moving too soon.
Inside a minute here in this first period.
Jerry's still doing a great job of working those wrists and staying behind the guy, keeping his weight on and making Clymer just carry his weight. As you can see, Clymer's head's already buried in the mat. He can't carry that weight very long. It's definitely not 7 minutes. Jerry's looking for a cradle here. If he gets this, he is tough as nails in that upper body there. He's close. He's got his hands locked. There it is. He's going to get the near fall. Looks like Clymer's arm might be up a little bit too much to pin him. Jerry's going to have to work his knee into the side there.
Down to 8 seconds here. If Jerry's going to do anything, he's going to have to do it quickly. Down to 3. Down to 2, 1. And
a great finish there to that period for Jerry Corner to pick up 3 more near fall. He's still just working this guy tough. Here you see Jerry rolling him over. That strength I was talking about. He just powers those heavyweights over.
He leads 7-0 here in the beginning of the second period. He's got the riding time. This is when you look to get a major decision.
Exactly. I think Jerry's actually even looking for the pin. He chooses down here, but he's got plenty of riding time. He's not really worried about losing that, having Clymer on top. Clymer's doing the same thing now, trying to keep his weight on him, keep Jerry holding their weight up. Jerry with a good reversal there, comes up on the back. 2 points for Jerry Corner. That makes the score 9-0. Nice, you can see he's on his hip here, and he comes up real quick, quicker than Clymer, and comes around him. 2 points for the reversal.
Good quickness for a heavyweight.
Yeah, he is very quick. Like I said, he lost that 30 pounds and just is like a cat out there now. Here he comes to a refinish. He's going to try and take him to his back and out of bounds.
You know, when you look at this, Pat, starting off at 184 with the loss of Matt LaRocca there at the 125, it worked out well for UNO.
Yeah, it actually has. It's a good chance for UNO to get ahead in the score, and when that 6 points comes for NDSU, it's going to affect them a lot less. If this had been conventional style, the way they used to wrestle it, NDSU would have taken off to a quick 6-point lead. Jerry's still working him here. He's got his wrist up behind his back. I'll tell you, that's a tough position to be in there. Still just carrying all his weight there. Got his arm behind his back, looking to turn him over. Starting to get him going. Going to roll his head up here and hook that leg.
Down to 45 seconds here in the second period. Jerry in complete control.
Yeah. If he can get a pin here, that's going to be big for UNO. That will more than make up for the open class at 125. Jerry on his way to a major decision, leading 9-0 and having riding time right now. He's pretty much guaranteed himself riding time now too, with 3.5 minutes of riding time. And there's a first caution for Clymer on the bottom. You can see he's really fatigued having to carry Jerry's weight for 4 minutes.
He's got to go another 2 yet too, Pat.
That's right. We still got the third period to go. It'll be interesting to see if he actually chooses down. Sometimes when you're down by this much, you actually choose top and look for a pin, or you're going to at least choose neutral. It's going to be hard if he chooses down.
That's the end of that second period. 9-0 lead for Jerry Corner of UNO.
Just as I suspected, Clymer has chosen neutral. Looks like he's going to take a little injury time here.
Right shoulder area, it looks to be.
That's right. Don't forget, UNO hosts the national tournament right here in Omaha, Nebraska, March 12th and 13th. It's going to be some great wrestling action. You're going to see the top wrestling teams in the nation coming here together and wrestling for that ring. They're all going for it. This is what the whole year is about. It's the national tournament.
Well, UNO is 2, North Dakota State is 3. The top team in the nation is Pittsburgh Johnstown. And that's a team that UNO played or had a duel with last year and lost 21-16.
Yeah, they wrestled them at the national duels, and again, what I would consider to be a very close match. You know, UNO's in it to win it. UNO's got 7 guys ranked. Pittsburgh Johnstown's got 6. So it'll be really interesting when the national tournament rolls around.
You would hope the home field advantage would be enough to come away with another national championship for UNO.
You'd think so, but if you follow North Central Conference Wrestling, you know that it's hard to get as many guys as those guys get. They will qualify 9 or 10 guys for the national tournament because they don't have the competition in their conference tournament that we have. When you've got 6 teams ranked in the top 15, you'll see it's hard to get, even if you have ranked guys, it's hard to get them to the national tournament. And if you make it to the national tournament for the North Central Conference, you have about an 85% chance of being an All-American, statistics have shown.
Kind of a victim of your own demise there, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
They
actually determine the number of qualifiers you get based on your number of All-Americans from previous years, but they've set a cap on that. And North Central Conference always would qualify for 40 or 45 guys, but they put a cap in the 30s, so it's been different for different years, but I think now it's 35 qualifiers, and that makes it really tough because you get the top 3 guys from the conference tournament go, and you get 5 wild cards, and you always have 6 or 7 All-Americans that are finishing 4th at the conference.
Down to 30 seconds, the final 30 seconds here, 9-0, Jerry. Corner of UNO.
Jerry's got that major decision. You can see he got warned. He's kind of backed off a little bit. He's not going to give Clymer anything here because leading by what would essentially be 10 with that riding time point. And a nice takedown there. Again, great tenacity at the end of the match just to show him that he's not going to give up anything.
Oh, he finishes off the nice style.
12-0. Major decision, that's worth 4 points. UNO now leads the duel 13-0.
125, UNO forfeits to Ryan.
125, we have a forfeit, so that's going to give NDSU the 6 points we talked about.
So now as we head into 133, 13-6, UNO leading.
That's right, we got a tough one here. We have Jeff Nielsen against Chris Nelson, so hopefully we don't mess up the names.
No kidding.
But Jeff already in on a good takedown here. And no points. Nelson came up quickly.
Chris Nelson of North Dakota State ranked 2nd nationally.
Jeff Nielsen, like I've never seen him before, going out and just attacking. Score still 0-0, but he's looking to get a takedown here with 2 good shots, and there's the first takedown. Again, Chris Nelson ranked 2nd in the nation, returning All-American. Here you can see with a great front trip, puts him on his hands and just jumps on top of him. Great takedown there by Jeff. Again, Jeff not taking any time to feel out his opponent at all, just going right after, being aggressive. 2 good shots. There's 1 point for Nelson. Jeff gets 16 seconds of riding time there, making the score 2-1 with the escape. See if Jeff can keep it up here.
Jeff's out of Crete High School. Last year was 19-20. This year, Jeff 19-14.
Again, he's in on another shot, just going after Chris. They're going to call stalemate there, no action. Bring him back up to their feet.
Inside 2 minutes of this first period.
Jeff with another nice shot, countering Chris's head shot there. 2 points takedown for Jeff Nielsen. There's 1 point escape for Chris Nelson. I think you can really tell Jeff Nielsen's a senior, and he's working for the national tournament now. He's got conference coming up and nationals coming up, and he is wrestling tough. Chris got him in a little trouble there. Chris Nelson with the takedown there at the nice front headlock.
We're tied now at 4 with 1:15 remaining in the first period.
Chris Nelson is really tough on top, so Jeff's going to have to be very careful here and get an escape.
When you see escape like that, what's the thinking behind that, giving up that point?
I think there, Chris just didn't have him in a very good position, was going to go back on his feet. You don't ever want to give up 2 there. Sometimes you get in a bad position and you try and make something out of it. You end up getting reversed, and I think he just let him go there, start back on his feet. Sometimes after you've taken the guy down too, you feel you have the momentum, so you just let him up and try and take him down again. Jeff with another nice counter and a counter attack there with the 2-point takedown. To go out of bounds there. You can see Chris attacks there, gets in bad position, and Jeff just with the counter attack.
I'll tell you, for UNO, you have North Dakota State tonight, and then they have to travel to Northern Iowa, the 24th ranked team in Division I. And talking about great tune-ups for your conference tournament.
Yeah, there's no better way to end the season with these 2 duels to get you ready for that conference tournament. Coach Denny's theory has always been to wrestle the best competition possible. We actually wrestled the Huskers one year, and as tough as that match was for us, it was the best thing we could have done right before the conference tournament.
Matter of fact, I think North Dakota State wrestled Lincoln, Nebraska last year, and it was a close duel.
Yeah, it was a very close duel. North Dakota State had a great team last year as they won the national tournament. 10 seconds left to go here. Let's see if Jeff can get out of the single leg Chris has. He's got good hips. He's got him fought off. 3 seconds.
Down to 2 seconds, down to 1.
And a nice job there by Jeff Nielsen with that whizzer, just holding that overhook, keeping his weight on him, not letting him finish. That's big. Score 7-5 for Jeff Nielsen now going into the second period.
Gonna have a high scoring first period, 7-5. Jeff of UNO leading.
Jeff got about 40 seconds of riding time right now. 1 point for Chris Nelson there. Jeff's done a good job of countering him on his feet here and getting a counterattack for those takedowns. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Well, this would be a big victory for Jeff. He can pull one off tonight, have a nice showing against Northern Iowa. That'd be a nice way to set things up for the conference tournament. As you said, especially as a senior, you start looking at those things a little more than maybe you have before.
Here he is on another great shot. Can he finish in bounds? No, he stepped on the line right at the last second. His last step was right on the line. They called that out of bounds before he could bring him down. And there's his toe. You see his left toe was on the line. Del Hughes, our ref, doing a great job so far tonight. Score still 7-6 for Jeff Nielsen.
You almost did it, didn't you?
I almost did. I warned you I would, though, so I'm allowed one.
7-6, 1:12 remaining in the second period.
Yeah, you mentioned this being such a big match there for that last shot. I wanted to say that Chris Nelson there with an important takedown halfway through the second period there. Jeff's going to have to try and get out of bounds here and get a fresh start. This match is really big because this is going to do seeds for the conference tournament. And there's a big difference between getting that number 3 seed and that number 4 seed, or even that number 2 seed and the number 1 seed. So all these matches critical for everybody here tonight. And 1 point escape there for Jeff. 45 seconds left to go. It's 8-8. Jeff still has the riding and time advantage, but doesn't seem to make a difference now with only 26 seconds. 43 left to go in this period. Chris with another good shot in there. Jeff with a good counter. No, he blew the whistle there. Looks like Jeff Nielsen had called injury time there right before he took that last shot. Right there you can see it. Yep, hit him in the head there. He's calling timeout. The ref, you can see, blew the whistle well before the takedown.
Holding that right hand where he's got taped before, and what injury is that from? Do you know?
No, I don't know. Actually, I'd heard I don't know how he did it, but I heard he'd hurt that thumb there. You can see they got it wrapped up pretty tight. He got it bent back, it looks like, the way they got that wrapped in there nice and tight. That really affects your grip.
39